As many businesses struggle to stay afloat, local leaders weighing a multi-million-dollar lifeline. A day away from Thanksgiving and celebrations likely to look a lot different this year. One local doctor's advice to get through the stress of missing your loved ones. And if you are going out of town, how Amtrak is handling holiday travelers in the days ahead. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Hello there and welcome you guys. I'm Virginia Cha. I am joined remotely by my co-anchor Jim Patton as well as 10 News meteorologist Megan Perry. We're going to hear from both of them in just a moment, but want to let you know that right now we are waiting to hear from President-elect Joe Biden in what's being called a pre-Thanksgiving address. Now today's event is coming as coronavirus cases rise across the country, prompting concern among health experts about the impact holiday gatherings could have on the already spiking cases. The president-elect expected to start speaking soon. Sometime in this hour, we will, of course, bring you that live as soon as he begins. Well, take a look at the scene near a testing location in Chula Vista last night. Look at the line of cars stretching several blocks, the people in them waiting to be tested at the South Chula Vista Public Library ahead of Thanksgiving. But experts do warn that a negative test result now doesn't guarantee that you and your family will be safe in the coming days. And Thanksgiving, of course, will be looking a lot different this year. For so many families, there are travel restrictions and COVID concerns that are not just physical. It's part of our commitment to helping you rebound from the challenges of the pandemic. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell shows us what we can all do to take care of our mental health during the holidays.
The holidays are already a stressful time for many, and this year you're adding a pandemic to the mix. That's why psychologists say right now it's especially important to check in with loved ones to see how they're doing emotionally and mentally. As COVID-19 restrictions and recommendations seem to be taking over the holidays, health experts say it's very easy to lose sight of the positives, as families won't be able to celebrate Thanksgiving the way they normally would.
It's important to try to make room for the fact that things are going to be different. They're not going to feel quite the same, and that's okay.
That's Dr. Justin LaPalooza of Auxilium Mental Health. As holidays move virtually, he says it's important to remember they shouldn't lose their value. And a big part of that is by checking in with loved ones.
Those who are elderly or who are living alone because of the increased isolation, they may be much more lonely than we even realize. Reach out to your family, reach out to your friends and let them know that you care about them, and let yourself hear them say the same to you. So that's one way. Another is, again, maintain those traditions that you're used to.
Dr. LaPalooza says it's important to pay attention to the impact this pandemic is having on people mentally, as it could cause problems moving forward. Dr. LaPalooza also suggests getting in more exercise or even starting a gratitude journal so you can log in all of the things that you are thankful for. Reporting from home, Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
In recent weeks, we're well aware of the businesses raising concerns about the impact the return to the purple tier could have on their survival. And today, local leaders discussing a multi-million-dollar relief proposal to help them out. County Board of Supervisors considering taking up to $20 million out of its general fund, setting it aside for struggling businesses. Money would be divided evenly among the county's 5 districts, and businesses forced to operate outdoors could apply for that relief. Board is meeting this afternoon, could vote on that proposal, and we'll have more on later editions of ABC 10 News. Meanwhile, the reason that more restrictions are being put in place across the state, California seeing a rise not only in coronavirus cases, but also hospitalizations. State's Health and Human Services Secretary says that COVID-19 hospital admissions are up 81% over the last 2 weeks. ICU hospitalizations are up 57%. State just moved 7 counties into more restrictive tiers. There are no California counties left in the yellow, least restrictive tier. Well, despite warnings from the CDC, millions of Americans are setting off for the holiday travel this week, and that's causing some concern among health experts. ABC's Rena Roy has more.
Coast to coast, many packed airports, the U.S. seeing a record number of travelers since the pandemic began. More than 4 million boarding planes since Friday. The head of TSA telling ABC News today and Sunday will be even busier, and health experts warn there will be consequences.
Over Thanksgiving, we'll have that slope up plateau and then slope up again that we'll see in 3 weeks, which is the reason why we're trying so hard to get the message for people to be careful.
The surge now is already putting strain on hospitals across the country. Hospitalizations hitting record highs for 15 straight days, with more than 88,000 patients right now, according to the COVID tracking project.
We haven't stopped. We're all very, very tired.
COVID-19 cases are rising in nearly every state. In November alone, the U.S. has reported more than 3.2 million cases, making it by far the worst month on record for daily infections. For the first time since May, deaths surpassed 2,000 per day.
We could be in a dire situation over the next several weeks.
Testing sites seeing lines up to 8 hours long, with families hoping to test negative before they gather for the holiday. But health officials warn that can create a false sense of security.
If you're negative today, you could be positive by Thanksgiving or Friday.
48 million people are expected to drive instead of fly for the holiday. And if you're doing that, the CDC says you should only drive with people you live with and try to make as few stops as possible to limit exposure. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And here in San Diego, despite travel advisories and warnings from health experts, many San Diegans still traveling this week. ABC 10 News anchor Mary McKenzie has the results of our new ABC 10 News Union Tribune poll about changes that people are making in an effort to stay safe this holiday season.
The annual Thanksgiving holiday weekend travel story has been thrown a major plot twist in the form of a pandemic. You can see from the crowds here, or lack thereof, at the airport. This is nothing like we would normally see on the Wednesday that is one of the busiest travel days of the year.
Well, we were a little nervous at first, but everything was good.
Many San Diegans have said they plan to stay home this Thanksgiving. Our brand new ABC 10 News Union Tribune poll shows 84% of those we talked to said they don't plan to travel out of town. As for the state travel advisory recommending a 2-week quarantine upon returning from out of state, 75% said it was a good idea. Many San Diegans we polled said they'd be taking shorter trips instead. 72% said they travel by car, and 3% said they take the train. Amtrak is making changes for holiday travel, adding an extra Surfliner route to the schedule this week and adding more cars to trains to accommodate additional passengers and allow for social distancing.
The biggest difference this time is that we are requiring reservations for those who want to travel during the holidays.
A change that Amtrak spokesperson says will also apply to the December holiday season. All of this as San Diego County is seeing a big surge and new record high numbers, not just in cases, but also hospitalizations. We're feeling the crunch about 3.5 weeks after Halloween, and the crunch we'll likely feel post-Thanksgiving is expected to hit right at Christmas time. Health officials have encouraged people to consider changing their holiday plans to avoid unnecessary travel. Other suggestions include dropping off meals for loved ones and hosting Thanksgiving outdoors, wearing masks if you're spending time with people outside your household. Mary McKenzie, ABC 10 News.
We have some new information this morning about a deadly shooting in Linda Vista over the weekend. Police identifying the victim now as 27-year-old Israel Castro. Police say Castro and another man were shot at the Linda Vista Recreation Center about 11 a.m. Sunday. Castro was rushed to a hospital but later died. The other victim is alive, but it's not clear how he's doing. Police say a man in a mask and shorts was seen running from that scene. They are asking anyone with information to give SDPD or Crime Stoppers a call. We'd like to update you on a story we were tracking all night. A missing girl has been found safe now this morning. The 10-year-old girl reported missing from her home in Alpine, but authorities say they eventually located her in El Cajon. It's not clear if she was with relatives, but the good news is she is safe and back home. Well, sports fans around the world in mourning today over news of the death of Diego Maradona. He'd been recovering in recent weeks after undergoing brain surgery for a buildup of blood in his head. He is perhaps one of the most well-known sports figures in the world. Born into a poor family, he skyrocketed to global stardom in the 70s and 80s and led Argentina to a World Cup win in 1986. His club career was equal parts triumphant and tumultuous. He later admitted he was addicted to drugs for decades, but he managed to win numerous accolades in spite of that. Diego Maradona was 60 years old.